As cool as G4 was, and as much as it probably did to influence a lot of people out there, G4 had its time, man. If somebody just asked me, just say, out of the blue, Corey, what do you think? Should we relaunch G4? I would have said no. And and this is where you and I are thinking together because, for one, it's a different world now. And G4 is doing what independent creators are doing now, man. On Twitch, on YouTube gaming, they're competing with independent creators on these platforms, man. I thought that many have heard about the news already, but judging by some of the reactions in the chat that we had earlier, a lot of people still didn't know that G4 is shutting down again. It was in less than a year after it was relaunched. So G4 relaunched in November of 2021. It is now they almost made it. It was just shy a few days of probably making it to a full year, but alas, it was just not meant to be. And I'm sorry to have to be the one to tell you. I mean, sure, you contributed to it because you didn't even watch the channel because you didn't know it was shutting down. So, but I will say this. A lot of you are sad because back in its original days, a lot of millennials, man, they actually grew up with G4, man, back in the day. This is one of the popular shows, the intro to one of the popular shows, if not probably the most popular show that G4 had back in the day, and probably, when it was relaunched shortly. And that is Attack of the Show. Boy, they were going off. But a lot of people grew up on Attack of the Show. A lot of people grew up on G4. A lot of people, and I'll bring this up again, a lot of people, some of you out there might even have a streaming career or some sort of influencer career because G4 was there for you to actually influence you to do so. So the bad news and the sad news came today from Chairman and CEO Dave Scott. He put this out. I think he put this out in a tweet. Which is that's never really a good thing.
Yeah, man.
Nah, it really isn't. Now, I'll tell you why in a second. But he came out here. I'll see if I can read all this. See if I can do this quickly. Mr. Scott says, as you know, G4 was reintroduced last year to tap into the popularity of gaming. We invested to create the new G4 as an online TV destination for fans to be entertained, be inspired, and connect with gaming content. Over the past several months, we worked hard to generate the interest in G4, but viewership is low. At least they're honest. Viewership is low, and the network has not achieved sustainable financial results. This is certainly not what we hoped for, and as a result, we have made the very difficult decision to discontinue G4's operations effective immediately. Get the hell out, everybody. And I know this is disappointing news, and I'm disappointed too. I mean, I'm gonna, still have my job and my money. I'm gonna be all right. But I want to thank you and everyone on the G4 team for the hard work and commitment to the network. Our human resources team is reaching out to you to provide you with support, discuss other opportunities that may be available, and answer any questions that you may have. Thank you all for all your hard work. For G4, sincerely, Dave Scott, Chairman and CEO. Now, as we were saying, and as you said, you started laughing because, a tweet is not the best way to put this out there, and I don't know if a letter went out. All I know is that some people they didn't know that they had lost their jobs until they saw a tweet or they read a news article.
Until it was retweeted.
Yes. Poor Gerard the completionist. He says, hey, this tweet is how I found out. This tweet right here. He said, this tweet is how I found out I lost my job. Wow, neat. So, I mean, that's the first sign that things were probably a mess over at G4. Communication, for one.
Big time.
But what really happened to making it once an extremely at one time an extremely popular channel. What happened to make it fail at its comeback in less than a year? Thing is, I really don't know. I'm not trying to give any answers right here, but I was very curious because I remember G4 back in the day. I used to catch Attack of the Show every now and then. And so reading the news today, I just came up with some ideas from reading things, going, browsing the news. So I have some speculations. Now, you're a big gamer, man. Some people would say that your life is the great life that you have is because of gaming.
I do enjoy the games, as it were.
Yes.
And reading this and seeing it, you already touched upon it as you were speaking earlier, why this thing, came and went. But I will let you talk because I'm sure I will be agreeing with you.
Yeah, and I think, you know what?
Please continue.
I don't know if we're thinking of the same thing, but I think we are. So it's going to be interesting.
I think we are.
Yeah, I think we are too. So these are just speculations. Please, chime in. Tell me what I'm missing. Tell me what I got wrong if I have anything wrong here, because these are just speculations of what could have gone wrong with G4, because I was very curious about it. Mm-hmm. And one of the first things is what always helps bring a company down: spending too much damn money over there. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that some people notice with G4, the new studios. So the new studios, right? Boy, that's a nice studio right there. So nice. Cost a lot of money.
That Double Toaster Studios right there.
One day. Actually, I'll be fine right here, man. This is sustainable right here. Just a room with some cloth behind me. Ragged ass chair. That's all I need, man.
And a dog on your lap.
And you know what? Just a cloth behind me, a ragged ass chair, and a chihuahua. That's all I need. Life is good. So, yeah, man. But so this is from the site Populous. And this is some quotes from them talking about the G4 studios, talking about the details such as the original wood ceiling that they have here, the graphic and bold artwork that includes hidden visual messages to represent the brand, while the sum of the parts creates studio experiences unlike any other. Not one, but two floating conference rooms, replete with sleek styling, neon accents, and contemporary color schemes in step with the G4 brand. Anchor the space and are visible from multiple vantage points throughout the space. The studio also boasts 3 strategically placed personal work/gameplay pods to add privacy for employees and visitors. So this is from this Populous site right here where they're talking about all this stuff that they have there.
Thanks.
So yeah, maybe that's one thing, the overhead just to keep up the studio.
Yeah.
Is something. And somebody in the chat said, yeah, all that neon, that's expensive, man.
Yeah. You need all that neon, man. You don't need your pod chairs and all that stuff.
No, go and get an office building like everybody else.
Yeah, right there. That's a big no.
Yeah, y'all try to look like Google up in there. Y'all ain't Google.
Yeah, and for what you're doing, keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, it looks great though. Looks nice, man.
Hey,
it looks amazing.
It looks fantastic, but for what you guys are doing, I don't need all of that.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't NBC now. G4.
Yeah, somebody said y'all's light bill is high as hell. That's where the money went, paying the electric company.
Yeah. Sound like somebody angry dad.
Yeah.
Whoever said that.
Y'all need to cop all these lights now.
Yeah, now come on now.
Ain't nobody in this room over here now. If you ain't using the room, cut the light. And shut the door. You're letting all the cool air out. Why are these windows open up here? So, yeah, man. Somebody said utilities killed G4.
No.
Now, I can give you the space. The space looks nice because if you're actually making the money, you can maintain the space. But, especially if you have guests coming through, high-profile guests coming through. If you have those kind of guests coming through, you got big influencers, big celebrities, then you're going to want to have a nice space to bring them in. Oh, yeah, by the way, those celebrities and those influencer guests, they're going to cost about $25,000 to $30,000 a day when you bring them in. So there you go, another bill to tack on right there. This is from the Washington Post. Expenditures for guest talent appear to have played a role in the closure. According to multiple G4 employees interviewed by the Post, some high-profile creators demanded day rates of $25,000 to $30,000 when invited to appear as guests on G4. Shit, you better put the motherfuckers on Zoom or even Skype.
Again, another downfall. They're trying to be a legitimate studio.
Yeah.
And trying to do this whole, we are the equivalent of news but gaming.
Yeah. And that's a day rate. So if you have guests who are coming in, not to mention, if you haven't coming in, I imagine, I'm not sure, but I imagine that if in addition to their day rate, which means if they're there for a couple of days and you're looking at $50,000 to $60,000 just to have them sit in the studio. But I want to know, does that include flying them over, feeding them, lodging them? So,
lodging,
I'm
sure that a lot of that is included, depending on who the guests are. I guess, and again, in the gaming industry, there aren't many superstars like that you would have to, that people are clamoring to see like that. The video game industry and the entertainment industry as a whole is two separate things. You know what I mean? The video game player and the video game, enthusiast, but very fickle. You know what I mean? We can come and we can go.
Yeah.
The loyalty is very thin when it comes to a lot of those things. You know what I mean? You're just as good as your last game, depending on the franchise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People will stick with you if you have a fantastic franchise and you stumble. Okay, cool. Well, if you come up with something great, you're back. But the games come so quickly, and it's so quick. The turnover is so quick that you have somebody's attention for a couple months, and then that game is gone. It's on to something else.
Yeah.
So the longevity of that stuff, it's weird.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat said, but hey, when the guests get there, take all the neon you want, man. all you can eat neon. Help yourself.
It's a goddamn buffet of lights.
Yeah, we just paid the bill. Take all you want. Yeah, if they were paying that much, and I don't know how many guests they had coming through, but they say that's part of the downfall. I agree with you. I don't think it's worth flying people over, for that much money, man. It's just,
what?
I see. This is the thing right here, because I think I had to realize this with what we do.
Right.
It's not about the guests that you bring in. If they're paying $25,000, $30,000, I think that was highly a bad judgment right there. You sell your property, especially something like this, with the personalities that you already have there. Right. You get people to come there for that. You don't fly somebody in for $25,000, man. Nobody's gonna. I'm just telling you, it's not worth that amount of money. You know.
Nobody cares about you flying in the lead animator of God of War to talk to him. Nobody cares about that. You know what I mean? Nobody's talking about the senior tester you flying in to talk about fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. Nobody's trying to see that.
And they're talking, and I think they're talking about, other creatives too. Maybe influencers or something like that. But you might be right. They might be talking about industry people. But it doesn't matter. You sell your property by the personalities that are there. They're there to see those people. If you can't, if you got to bring in a guest to get viewerships over those people that you already have there, then you need new personalities, or you need to restructure, because that is really $25,000 a day. That doesn't make sense if you ask me. Right. But who am I?
No, you're right. You're right about that.
Let me see here. Here's another thing. Speaking of money, man, some money did not come through. There were some things that just didn't happen. Now I didn't know about this, which is why I said you let me know. You let me know where I got things wrong, or if I misunderstand something. But they had a WWE deal that fell through, and it was for some show called Arena. And that deal went bust. So that was money that they weren't getting. And I think that they were depending on getting this deal solidified and coming through to get that cash flow for them. So, you know, that didn't happen. So that's just money that they didn't have anymore to pay for all that neon. Now, this is going to be a very touchy subject to bring up in relation to G4. And I just want people to listen before you start going off. All right, let's just please just.
They won't. But
they,
all right.
But I'm back. But you know, I believe in them. All right.
All right.
I believe in them. I believe that you will use reason right here, and you will listen to me when I say, just listen to what I have to say before you start getting agitated and start getting those comment fingers going and start writing shit. So here we go. A lot of people want to blame one particular person. And that is Frosk.
Yes.
What, Indiana, Blackwoods, or Cobra Black Snake, whatever. Frosk. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Colorado Black Snake, whatever names. You know, we'll just call her Frosk. A lot of people want to blame her, solely her, for the downfall of the relaunch of G4. Because now, have you seen this woman?
Yes.
So you remember the big rant that she did?
Oh yeah,
She was addressing sexism in gaming, and her closing remark, a big closing remark that people are already mad, but a big closing remark that got everybody rattled. She said, "If you don't like it, then don't watch."
For 2022, we'd be a bit nicer, a bit more self-reflective. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace.
So everybody went off on that, and everybody immediately said, "Fuck that bitch right there. How dare you?
How dare she?
How dare you? Listen, y'all.
Talk to me. Put those two fingers up in front of me, will you?
Take those two fingers and stick them up your ass." Thing is, man, and some people not gonna like it, she had a point. All right, I can tell you right now, there's a lot of sexism, racism, and hella homophobia in gaming, man, and it still is. And if you don't know, then you're probably part of the fucking problem. Because like I said, there's a lot of people I've seen that y'all won't mess with. Especially if you think there's somebody that can stick up for themselves well, either you won't mess with them or they'll piss you off. Anyway, I'm not meant to go off on, and this is a different subject, man. I'm not meant to go off on that. And still, listen to what I'm just saying. And I'm not saying this to defend her from some feminist side or anything like that. I'm just telling you from a straightforward, common sense stance right here. No, hell no. People did not stop watching because she said stop watching. All right? I mean, that don't make no sense. There are motherfuckers out there, there are pedophiles that people still follow. Listen. If you want something, if you really like something, if you're into it, you're not gonna stop watching because one person there pissed you off. If you really like something, you still gonna be, that person could be a murderer. And you still, if it's something that pleases you, you'll still watch. I know she's not the only one that told y'all to go away. So she did not have anything to do with people leaving G4 and destroying the whole goddamn channel. That's fucking stupid, all right? So let's that way of thinking stop. Like I said, I'm not joking. If you really love something, I've seen pedophiles still be worshipped by people because people really loved it. Man, don't y'all know today, like, that's why can't nobody boycott shit. Because if you like it, ain't nobody leaving. Kanye is still fucking out there. How the hell is Kanye still out there and she gonna destroy a whole channel? The fuck out of here with that.
Exactly, man. Homegirl who did the voice of Bayonetta, she said, want you to boycott her game. That's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? The voice of Bayonetta is telling people to boycott the game because she's only getting paid $4,000. She was offered $4,000 to redo the voice of Bayonetta.
And I hate to say it, but I said, ain't nobody gonna do that shit. I wouldn't even. No. I said, listen, you stand up for yourself, get your money if you can. Look out for your people. But telling people to boycott, that shit is dumb. Ain't nobody gonna do that. Yeah.
So to say that this Frosk here has that much power to tell people to stop watching, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Unless those two fingers have some sort of powers that we don't know about.
Yeah. The fuck out of here. You a scapegoat like a motherfucker with your own personal biases if you think that she destroyed the whole channel. Get out of here with that. But she probably didn't help the channel's image much, man. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what.
Yes.
She didn't destroy the channel, but I will say she probably didn't help. And that's in conjunction with G4 themselves, man.
Yep.
So what she did was, after there was some very previous layoffs that happened, fortunately, old Frosk was not part of it. So what she do, she went on Twitter and just rubbed it in everybody's faces. Let's play some games, yo. I survived. Got a frog wearing some glasses and a crown, smoking weed, smoking a blunt.
With the big G4 logo.
With a big G4 logo on there. King Frog up here, got his blood. Hey, see y'all tomorrow at work. I survived.
I didn't get laid off like these losers. I survived.
Thug life up in there. I was a lizard, whatever. I'm sorry.
Take that, you haters.
Just chilling. Enjoy your unemployment, bitches. Yeah. So that's the in-house pet lizard that they got. So yeah, I survived. So after that, she didn't survive for long because they fired her for it. Now I don't know if they fired her for that because they were already laying off people, but people were complaining saying, wow, not the most well thought out thing to do after a bunch of people got fired.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Good looking out, yo. So
let's play some games, yo.
Hey, let's play some games because I'll be back tomorrow.
Word to the mother. Yeah. Ridiculous, B.
Yeah, so her ass was gone. Shit, probably that lizard got laid off too.
That looks like, keep me out of this.
Yeah, you lizard. You're fired. And take this goddamn lizard with you too.
That lizard like, man, I ain't had nothing to do with this.
You and that damn lizard. You're both y'all get the hell on out of here.
They treat that lizard like Martin, man. He ain't do nothing.
But I didn't do anything. I don't give a fuck. Get on out of here. Can I keep the crown? No, give me that's company property. Get your ass
What
out
about the shade? What about the shades though?
Well, that's digital. Go ahead and take those. Shit, can I keep my blunt?
God damn it, can I keep it?
You and that goddamn lizard, get out of here. But not only that, man. So that just didn't help the image of G4, at the time. That for somebody that people already did not like. I mean, whether they were wrong or right, I would have tried to put a handle on that. But that definitely wasn't helping G4's image when they were already laying people off and getting near the end. But the biggest thing, and this is not her fault really. So in Frosk, the rant that Frosk gave, she said,
Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
So I thought somebody, man, at first I thought somebody was jacking off to that. Did you hear that? I was like, Olivia Munn is not meant to be pleasing the eyes for you. Shit, oh yeah. I think so.
Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
Oh my God, damn, who's fapping back there? But, so, she said that. And, she's speaking of herself and also hoping that G4 gets the point of what she's saying.
Yeah.
After all, everybody's applauding her. G4, has got her back. So, what happened just around 2 weeks after that?
Oh my God! Oh my God! It's Amaranth!
It's a woman. How much is she?
Oh my God!
that is Twitch streamer Amaranth. And she popped out after that whole thing of these women are not meant to be pleasing the eyes for you. This chick popped out of a ball pit in a bikini.
Yep.
Titties hanging out and everything. So it just made G4 look kind of hypocritical, man. So G4's image was just not strong either. Their brand was crippled by a lot of things. So.
That's where 25,000 went to?
Yeah. Yes. I think 30,000. I think it was 15,000 a titty right there.
My math was off. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't watch the relaunch of G4, so I think was she a guest or did she come in as a host most of the time? You know, I don't know.
Dude, I'll explain why I have no idea what's going on or who these people are and if it was on or off. I'm explaining to you why, and I think a lot of people are going to be in my boat. I believe.
Yeah, she was a guest, so there you go. Yeah.
Oh, guest, okay.
So there you go, $30,000 right there.
There it is.
Shit, she probably demanded more.
Probably, yeah. She's gonna be a bikini, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So
man back there just looking at ass too.
Yeah, he should. Shit. He wishes his balls were in that pit.
I played my ball.
Yes. She's going through her own thing right now. She's saying that her husband's controlling her life, got her finances under control and all this shit, man. So,
oh, Jesus.
It's all a mess.
Block thickens on that shit.
All a mess. But I think this is what you and I were thinking, Oz. I think you and I are together on this. I mean, listen. As cool as G4 was, and as much as it probably did to influence a lot of people out there, G4 had its time, man. If you had asked me if I want to, if somebody just asked me, just say, you know, out of the blue, Corey, what do you think? Should we relaunch G4? I would have said no. And and this is where you and I are thinking together because, for one, it's a different world now. And G4 is doing what independent creators are doing now, man. On Twitch, on YouTube gaming, you know, they're competing with independent creators on these platforms, man. And the irony is, like I said, that a lot of those creators, they watch G4. They were influenced by G4. They got their inspiration from G4. But it's a different time now, man. You know, at the time that G4 was out, streaming platforms like Twitch and YouTube were not out there.
No, not at all.
So
and when and to keep going on what you're saying, when G4 went off, you know, that was the time where everybody started to grow and started to do their own thing. You know, trying to figure out to continue the show on their own terms. Right?
Yeah.
So everybody, you know, so there was a big void that was left wide open for everybody to come and fill in. And guess what? Everybody filled it in, man, to a point where, you know, you go any channel on Twitch really, and you see essence of, you know, G4 with it.
Yeah.
You know, people talking about games, whether people playing games, you know, everything that essence that was there is now being covered. Shit, you know, fucking double toasted. You know, we got the 8-bit crumbs. We're doing stuff like that too. So, you know, for them to come up with an entire channel, you know, and run it like a studio or a production company, I'm like, all you need is a backdrop, a chair, and a goddamn dog, and you good.
Yeah, there you go, man. Got it right here, baby. You'd be surprised how people just love a cute dog, man. I'm about to put this damn dog on OnlyFans. So.
It just seems like a bunch of old people making old decisions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like an old executive. What's hip with the kids today?
Yeah.
They like the video games. All right, well, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to spot out. You know, we're going to do the GTAs. We're going to do all that. I'm like, no, whoa. People already doing that for free. They are.
Yeah, that's it, man.
For free?
Yeah. Selling any kind of gaming channel or anything like that is hard because you hit it, man. You got so many channels to choose from now with Twitch. And I mean, YouTube, any kind of platform out there is popular where people are submitting content and you can watch it for free. I mean, G4 you can watch for free, but I mean, you know, that's a channel. I mean, you know,
it's a channel, and again, that was the only thing that you, for the most part, that you can go and watch for, you know, gaming news and quote unquote insider stuff, right? Now you can pick and choose. You have so many things to choose from, you know, and G4 at that point is just another one to choose from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I've been already dedicated and subscribed to these other channels that have given me more entertainment and, like you said, have better personalities I like to follow, you know, I'm not gonna waste my time with that.
I think if I would have said you want to bring back G4, I know that they had a deal with Twitch, and they had a multi-year deal with Twitch. That's what I would have done. I would have invested some money into it. I would have done something that was nice. I would have done a nice studio space. It wouldn't have been that right there. And I would have done a streaming channel, man. I would have done a streaming channel with, you know, at some point, I think Twitch, I'm not sure, but I think that they might make it possible to multi-stream. Because if you have a contract with Twitch, you can't Twitch. I mean, you can't Twitch. You can't Twitch or stream on another channel.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're partnered with them, you can't stream on another channel. But who knows? That might change. But bottom line, cut down on the production, ease into it, and make it presentable, make it nice, but don't go all out. Don't be paying multi-millions of dollars or several $1,000s on one little thing here and there. Get yourself a streaming channel, survive off the brand name, and grow from there. That's what I would have done.
It's funny because what you're showing there, as far as the space that they're in, that's the old way to do it. Get the space, get the people, then start working. Now it's reverse. You know what I mean? Start small, then grow yourself up to this, if you can.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It has to work backwards now when you're doing this type of entertainment. You know, you got to do it backwards. You got to start off small, then work your way up. You can't build it and they will come shit. That's done. Can't do that anymore.
And Luke the Boss says YouTube probably would have been a better fit for them. I'm curious, Luke, why do you think that? I mean, not that I have any preference one or the other. I just want to know what would YouTube have offered them that Twitch wouldn't have offered them? And again, no preference. I'm just curious to hear your answer.
Yeah, no, because it sounds like they still would have had this studio space.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So, you know, I agree with you. Start small and then build up. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think they overestimated the strength of the brand, and it's just a different time.
And like, it's a different time. They overestimated the strength of the brand, and you know, I guess they were looking. They had promises in place that they were banking on that didn't come through either.
Yeah.
Even then, I don't know what I don't know what that WWE thing would have been, but I don't know what they would have done with that. Would they have to branch them off into something else?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, and a lot of this, like I said, man, I was speculating. You know, that's why I'm asking you guys to tell me things. Luke the Boss was saying that they do a lot of larger productions on YouTube. And I could definitely see that. You know, Mr. Beast and all that kind of stuff, man, where they go in and they make these huge sets and productions and whatnot.
Yeah, I know I know that a lot of their business is focused on video games and video gaming. I just don't think that that gaming entertainment is that fervent that, you know, the gamers need to see, okay, who's the next this, who's this? You know, the people behind the games aren't as important as the games themselves. So even if a game comes out and it's great, you know, you're not going to really herald, you know, the director of that game like you would direct, like a director of a movie.
Yeah.
There's only there's certain people that get that, you know what I mean? But not everybody. And again, you're only as good as your last game. You know, so is anybody rushing to see, hey, the director of Cuphead, I got to go see what he's talking about.
Somebody said this looks like, to me, it looks like a cross between the arcade and the Man in Black offices, man. Yeah.
It's a warehouse now.
Yeah. It's full of boxes and shit now, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. So there you go, folks. Again, just some speculations, but I think all of us are we're kind of feeling the same things about this. I mean, I might have got some things wrong, but I wasn't trying to actually say that I was right about it. I, again, just went by things that I read.
Yeah, nobody can say who's right or wrong. Just speculating at this point, you know. And my thing is just, I think it's just, when it's all said and done, I just think there's too many options out there for entertainment, especially, you know, in the video game industry.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing too. They were pushing this as a television show on network television, you know, or on cable. Yeah. And I mean, people definitely watch. I mean, I don't know about cable. I know people watch, you know, streaming channels like HBO Max and Disney Plus. You know, of course, Netflix. But they were a cable channel, you know, and it's like, again, a lot of younger people aren't watching cable as much.
Yeah, I mean, it was one thing if they were coming in and using somebody else's studio that they were part of. You know, I mean, that's a different thing. Maybe they would have been better just using somebody else's studio. But the fact you went out and bought your own joint. And you tried to do this, like,
but that neon, man, come on.
I'm like, all right, man, you sure you want to do this? Yeah, baby, it's going to be great. Video games are huge.
Yeah. Well, there you go, folks. If you got anything you want to add in there, Wherever you see a comment section, educate us. Let us know what you think.